Beamer in the background.
And there's some delicious cheddar snacks on that table over there. Water.
Yeah, Nicole's drinking water, and I'm going to get a beer in a minute, I think.
It's actually gin.
And here you'd roll the outro. Shall we start?
Mm-hmm.
So we're recording the audio, everything, Twitter, good stuff happening. Okay, and I'm not gonna record it there. We're recording there. All right, let's do it. Welcome to International Tech Talk live from Coworking in Bonn. This is not really going to be 100% perfect because we just spent the best part of the afternoon setting everything you see up here. Nicole Scott's with me.
I am.
mobilegeeks.de.com, and she's fresh back from Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. So what we thought we'd do is, she's here at Coworking Bonn this week. We thought we'd just set up the table, a couple of mics, we've got it streaming out, we're in Coworking Bonn here, we've got seats, we've got people over the road watching us thinking,
literally people on the road watching us. And I mean, so between MWC and CeBIT, I decided that I wanted to stay in Germany because there's just so many devices to review, and why not come to Coworking Bonn where Steve's been posting all these great photos and we both make videos. So I thought, let's come and hang out with Steve and make some videos.
And talk about Mobile World Congress, talk about maybe what's coming up at CeBIT, and talk about some seriously leading edge devices that we've got here, one or two of which are not in the market yet.
Actually, 3. There's another box that came that's also brand new.
Hidden? We're not allowed to get that out.
We can. I can grab it.
What? So Nicole's, I've been here for, she's been here for 2 days, and like every 10 minutes there's like DPD, DHL, everyone's knocking on the door. So what have you got there? So
this is a brand new gaming notebook from ASUS. It's their G501V. But the thing is,
we could have done some gaming.
Well, no, it just came in right before this. So this, actually, the 501's been out, but this is the new Skylake. And
right, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we can't really talk about it.
No, we can't. I was still in the. I'm just saying. So we have a bunch of devices here.
Yeah. So let's start with first of all, we are in Bonn. We're at Coworking Bonn. Thank you very much to Coworking Bonn for letting us do this. It is 1800 on what is the day? Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
This is Wednesday, and
the second.
We're going to do 30 minutes. We're going to do 30 minutes, talk about MWC, and that's exactly where we're going to start now. You came back from MWC last week. I wasn't there. I missed it for the first time in about 5 years, I think. From where I was standing, it was more interesting than last year. How was it for you?
So this year I kind of felt like it was a lot more focused because there was like 80% of the traffic was based on the Samsung Galaxy S7 and the LG G5, the 2 flagship devices that were launched, and like we took care of all that on the press day. Right, so that kind of got out of the way.
So there's nothing else to do.
And then there was like, all right then. So what was cool about the show is that we kind of showed up and you're like, all right, so everything, the pressure's off. Right, Sony had their mid-range phone launch,
which you like,
which I liked a lot.
Maybe we'll show the video for that. Actually,
yeah,
you did a video of that, didn't you? Yeah,
I did. So Sony actually got rid of their Z line, which was quite big news, and everyone didn't believe me. I'm like, no, the Z line's gone.
It's an awesome line. The Z5 Compact, the Z5, Z5 Premium.
Their new strategy. So their
last quarter, right?
Their new strategy is basically the X series. Right, so there's 3 levels: the budget, the mid, and then the professional. The professional just got like word announced; it didn't get actual announced. So they only gave us hands-on with the X and then the XA.
So these aren't high-end.
They're mid-range. They're mid-range. Yeah, but I mean like.
So there's going to be a premium.
There's going to be an X professional.
Because the Z range for me was all premium.
It was. So, but the thing is, the next 4 billion phones are getting sold in the budget and the mid-range, right? High-end phones are only for companies to establish a brand and make a statement, right? So you're kind of focused.
And for us stupid
bloggers who are like,
we gotta buy, we gotta review it.
No, but I've actually been on mid-range phones a lot over the last year because I review most of our Chinese phones.
Tell me about it. I'm still on the Lumia 830.
Yeah. So I mean, like, there's a lot of great phones being released in the mid-range, But what makes Sony quite interesting, actually, I have to rant a little bit before I carry on. You know what pisses me off about everybody who covered MWC? Qualcomm has done a crap job at renaming their processors, right? So the Snapdragon 615 is actually, performance-wise, on par with the 810, right? So everyone kind of goes, oh, 615, crap, right? Whereas like
so
last
615
year,
is the new
mid-range, which was last year's flagship. Right. So everyone's like, ugh, it's crap. And I'm like, no, it's not crap, actually.
Did everyone really go, it's crap?
Basically, like, or like, yeah, like made dismissive sound / face at me.
Are you sure this wasn't at 1:30 in the morning on the podcast of Android Authority?
It's impossible.
You're so crap.
No, well, because those guys know better after I've yelled at them already. But then that's the interesting thing, is that these mid-range devices are now like really, really good.
Have we reached peak smartphone?
And this is where I think the X8 gets really interesting for me, is that it's a very female-focused phone. And I'm of two minds of this. The display, though at 720p, looks stunning.
Yeah.
Right? The design and form factor is hot. Like really beautiful.
I hadn't seen it until I saw your video. It does look nice.
It does look really nice. They did edge to edge on the side. They did metal at the top. They have like, and so like they've put in kind of like really premium elements into it. But the problem is, for me, they can put in an Exynos, or not Exynos, a MediaTek processor, which is decidedly mid-range, and that's fine. But at the same time, for me, they cheaped out on the camera. They gave it a 13 megapixel shooter when they shouldn't have. Right, they shouldn't have downgraded on that.
Yeah, but you're calling this a mid-range phone. Why would they put the top end? It does look nice.
This is their budget end, actually. They're calling this their budget, their fashion phone.
Do you know if it has like optical image stabilization, manual modes, and that? Really? So it's so this actually might be quite a good camera.
Yeah, no, and it is good, but when you put it up against the 23 megapixel on the X, which is the one from the Z5 with software improvements, it's not as good.
Right, okay.
Right, because like the Z5 camera and the improvements they're making on the X, it like makes it like one of the best smartphone cameras on the market. So imagine this phone with that camera, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, to me, if you're aiming at the female market, the camera's the most important thing, right? So I mean, if you have an octa-core processor in there and it's not the highest end one, but the display could be Quad HD, but it's 720p, whatever, right? I mean, but just you can't sacrifice on camera if you want to aim the female market. So I'm a little pissed at that.
Is it? It really is. I mean, it looks like that. What's that? That gold. That pink gold color.
This one's pink, and they have them in, you can see the black behind it, and then they have white, and then a blue and a yellow, and then they've really taken the time to like skin the UI.
The Mate S was kind of, wasn't it Mate S curvy like that and sexy like that?
Yeah. I mean, like
I didn't think that was a phone focused at females.
Well, I think
maybe I got it wrong.
No, but Huawei's actually doing a good job of being a little more gender neutral.
Right.
Like they're actually kind of going, okay, like how far can we push the boundary? Yeah, it's here in a case,
Which
a
is
manly
awesome
case.
Phone. I had to keep. I tested it last week. Had to keep it for another few days because I couldn't let go of it. It's a really nice phone, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that was the Sony. That was all they launched, wasn't it, at Mobile World Congress?
That and actually they did an earpiece.
Oh yeah.
That we actually gave an award to it because they took a Bluetooth headset, which you're like, that's great, thanks Sony. But then they gave it intelligence. So you could talk to it. It would answer back and have conversations.
Intelligence.
Well, but I mean, at least they were like not just launching another sexy Bluetooth earpiece. They were actually trying to make it useful.
So it's like that. What's the Amazon Echo in your ear? Is it?
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be like that?
Exactly. Like that.
Which service is it linking to? Is it Sony's proprietary?
They have their own, but you can also opt into Google Now. So I mean, yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was quite good.
So instead of walking around like waiting for someone to call you.
Like so it's instead of just
you don't have to wait for anyone to call you anymore.
Like legitimately, everyone looks like they're talking to themselves. This time, at least, someone's answering back.
I hate those headsets. I think they're horrible.
I know.
Let's go to the flagship, the big one. The Samsung Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge are actually here. Pre-launch, we have retail versions in the house.
Oh my gosh, what's happening?
It's quite a good speaker. And Nicole's working on the full reviews for those.
Oh my God.
Out on the 8th of March, I believe. That's the end of the NDA for everyone that's got S7s and S7 Edge to be able to put those reviews out. You're working on. You can't really give us the summary of it at the moment, can you?
Well,
but you
I can give you the exact impressions that I had from MWC, because Samsung does a great job. Well, and LG as well. They gave us the devices for, like, we could sit in their media room and spend all day with them. So
there's no secrets at this stage, are there?
So I mean, I've spent a long time with the S7 and the S7 Edge already. The camera is next generation. The way that every pixel, right, focuses, right? I mean, it's a beautiful phone. I'm not sure the camera quality is as good as I would hope it is, but like I'm going through the testing right now, I'll have a verdict. It's even too soon for me to have a verdict, because
my testing on it, because I watched your podcast with Pocket Now, and Tank Girl was just absolutely going mental over the quick focus on it, and it's insanely quick.
It's that good.
So you're fully focused out, you put something in really close, and bam, it's in focus. We tested it out last night with our feet, didn't we? Moving feet
in
the lounge, and it's damn fast, and shot to shot is very quick. I think we both agreed there's a question of the colors at the moment, but we can't say too much about that.
Yeah, I mean, like if you look at the video that's kind of playing in the background, like they had a beautiful white box, so you could take lots and lots of photos, and I just thought the photos maybe could be a bit crisper.
Right. The video is at Mobile Geeks, by the way. Check out the Mobile Geeks channel on YouTube. You'll see these videos up there.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, both of them are really good. It's just the Samsung smartphones for a long time, ever since the S2 even. The S6 was the first time that I thought, this is a really nice phone. I mean, I don't mind using this. But at the same time, I don't emote, right? Like, it doesn't make, like these phones, like the Edge, maybe you're like, ooh, this is beautiful engineering. They've done a really good job. The camera's so good. But I like the modular aspect of the G5, I think, is a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
Right? And then
I think it got a lot more sort of like, oh, this is good press. But like all those modular things, how practical is it?
They better
when
keep
a module is going to cost you 150 euros, right?
For next generation.
Sorry?
They better keep the exact same connector for next generation. Because, I mean, like, you're right. Even if people do buy them, no one's going to build on it if it's only good for the G5 and not the G6, right? So, I mean, like, the modular
So where's
nature
the
is
international
toughy.
standard of modules for smartphones? There's never going to be one. They're going to go out of date soon after the smartphones. You're going to be buying a whole ecosystem, if you're really into it, of batteries, of cameras, of grips, of other sensors, payment, NFC, I don't know, whatever's going to go on the back there. And then you're going to get rid of the phone. It's not just going to be the phone that's gone, it's going to be all your modules as well. I mean, is that a play for just accessorizing the phone and getting more sales? I don't know.
It's very true. But at the same time, I have to applaud LG for, really bringing out an interesting play to the market. And the thing that gets me a little more excited about the G5 camera over the G7 camera is that wide angle, right? So they have the secondary camera on the back.
Yeah, there's two cameras.
So there's actually two cameras on the back. Right? So you can have more accurate depth of field, more accurate object tracking, and then you can go to a wide angle, which to me, right, like once I had that boom, right, and there's like a really sexy animation, right, like I'm like playing with it, I'm like, oh, this is great, and you don't really like.
But who can see that? Only people with LG phones?
Yeah, well, what
the animation thing?
Oh no, it's just on the screen. No, it's just on the screen from when it goes from the one.
So you can't actually send someone an animated GIF of the switch between.
I bet you could do the screen record. You could screen record it. Okay. You could, but. Yeah, it's just really like when you see like the.
It's great for that thing you were talking about last night, which is how good are your speakers? We only need speakers good enough for showing off. Hey, listen to this tune. Well, you need that sort of transition feature. Just go, hey, check out my lovely wide angle plus
sexy my
close
phone is.
angle shot.
Yeah.
In the playground, of course, we wouldn't do that here, would we? No. The G5. Now, we're half the way through, so I want to move on a little bit. And I want to talk about. This one.
Speaking of camera phones,
Asus Zenfone Zoom with the 3x optical zoom inside. Truly optical zoom, so none of this digital zoom malarkey.
It's got the what is it? The 10 lens Hoya setup. It's got 16. What is it?
Elements?
16 elements or something like that. But you also have the ability to have a 32-second long exposure.
30.
32, yeah, I'm not getting that one wrong. 32
so if you get
seconds.
your tripod, then
yeah,
fair
so you
enough.
can do like the really long exposure. So you can aim at trying to get stars in the sky,
Milky Way,
right?
Milky Way shots,
kind of stuff like that. So I mean, they're really it has a ISO of 50, so that rivals the G5, right?
Yeah.
So
what's the aperture on it? I don't think it's going to be the 1.7 of the
no, it's
Samsung.
f1.8.
Well, but that was still bloody
Or
good.
1.9.
Check that out.
check
The
that
f1.7 of the Samsung.
Of the Samsung,
is
that's only on the Samsung. You're not going to be
stunning.
finding that anywhere else.
Stunning. So let me just.
I mean,
check out.
even on like dedicated digital cameras, you often don't find 1.7.
No,
so,
none of my camera. I'm down to 2.2 on this video camera
yeah.
here.
So I mean, like Samsung has done something pretty exceptional.
f2.0 on the 2.0.
Oh.
Still not bad at all,
Not
right?
bad, but I mean, if you're calling yourself a camera phone, you have to be able to at least go toe to toe with the S7, in my opinion.
Yeah, although I like
Or-
optical zoom does give something. That compression of the space is something you just cannot get with any smartphone.
Yeah, but I mean, this is the thing that we learned like over the course of me finishing my review here at the Bonn Coworking space over the past few days, is that, you know, the Mate 8, the S7, the S6 Edge Plus all take better photos than the Asus Zenfone Zoom. But the difference is that technically the image quality is sharper on the Zoom, which is the problem, that you have to zoom in to kind of go, oh yeah, this is more detailed. Okay, I guess this is a better photo. But let me like import it into Lightroom. Even in the manual mode, the colors still aren't as good as these
Yeah.
other handsets.
There's
know?
that
So-
one mode, isn't it? At 3x zoom, you get a slightly better picture than the S7, it seems, than if you take a picture on the S7 and zoom it in digitally.
Yeah,
There's that, and that's about the only bit
upside. That's
that
the only
could be
upside.
better than
yeah.
anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, it just breaks my heart a little bit that these guys, if they'd launched this a year ago after they announced it, this would have been revolutionary. But a year later, the camera technology has moved so far that $399 for this handset, when all the flagships are almost putting out something a little bit better.
So
it's-
Nicole, we got feedback that the stream's not working,
Oh,
and that's exactly why we wanted to do this evening, isn't it? To see that everything would work. What I'm going to do is just stop the stream and restart it, because everyone has said it's not working. Just went 30-second loop, and that's it. Right. I have to just check that's still working, because I'm worried about the stream going away now.
Are we
For those
still
of you that
online?
just joined, this is very much a test this evening of the flashing lights in the background, basically. Are they changing? They
they're
should
not
be changing.
changing. They're
every
not changing at all. It's staying on green. Yeah.
God, we have a problem, Nicole.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. We have a problem because Charbucks is in the chat. Hi, Charbucks. Yeah, so Steve has this amazing setup that I've actually been filming videos at all week. He's got these great curtains, and the funnest part about live streaming at Coworking Space Bonn is there's a giant window over there, and people stop and watch you. Like, they're really creepy. There was an old man flapping his gums at Steve, and he didn't see for about 5. There they are. Yeah, exactly. There's the audience right there. Definitely. Is the stream still going? It looks a bit frozen.
Feedback. More light, Steve. More light. They're saying they want more light. Okay, so that's the phones from MWC. Good stuff. Was there anything else at MWC?
The
Matebook.
Yeah,
so
your
Huawei.
territory.
We've just been talking about Huawei phones. A phone manufacturer introduces a 2-in-1 Windows 10 PC, not Windows Mobile or Windows 10 Mobile PC, a Windows PC.
Yeah.
That was quite shocking, right? I actually read the headline twice before I actually understood what was going on there. Huawei, wait a minute. And also Alcatel introduced a Windows 10 PC as well.
That's right. Aimed at students, so that it's not the highest quality, but I mean it's definitely something that I would recommend for somebody who just wants to like throw something in their bag and take notes. Something super light, a little bit.
Did you
I
get
wouldn't say
hands-on with that
rugged,
the Matebook?
Yeah. I played around with it. It's gorgeous. It feels gorgeous.
Yeah, it's
it
funny,
feels
isn't
gorgeous.
It's funny because what they're basically doing is saying, here's a PC that is now gorgeous. It's super thin,
It's
6 point.
super thin. 6 point, I'm not sure.
7
but
point.
Super. It's
625
super
grams
thin.
and 12 point something inches is incredible for a Core M. I mean, this is core class PC here with it's got a slightly smaller battery than the Surface Pros have. 30X, 34, I think, 33. So that's why it's a bit lighter. So battery, like they said over 10 hours. I do not believe it's going to be over 10 hours. You might get a very low
Yeah, but 10
airplane
hours,
mode video.
No Wi-Fi.
Yeah, airplane mode video when the cabin lights are off. You might be able to enjoy that. But apart from that, how much was that? 1,000.
It's expensive.
100?
Yeah.
Wow.
It is not cheap. For sure, it's not cheap. But I think that Huawei is positioning themselves as an Apple competitor, right? So this is their iPad Pro, toe to toe, right? So it can't be cheap if Huawei wants to be like, we're just like Apple, which is I think what they're trying to do. So it's gorgeous, and side by side with the iPad Pro, I would say they both look really good.
Wasn't there a time when Huawei devices were low cost in comparison to everyone else?
Yeah, that's why Huawei has Honor now.
Oh, right,
yeah,
okay.
So they're not doing that anymore. Their budget
I remember
devices
the
are going
media
into
pads
Honor.
from maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Really good value
Really
with
good value.
3G inside, sort
No.
of 250 at that time.
Huawei is no longer good value. Huawei is high end. Honor is good value. So I'm actually, what I would be curious, because it's true. The Matebook is a little on the high end to start recommending it to your average person. But if Honor came out with one at the same time that was like, a little bit thicker, had a little bit bigger battery, wasn't quite as sexy, but was like $500 less.
Yeah.
That's when I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so in, right?
Yeah,
and they might, right? Because that could be their move.
Yeah. So there's quite a few in the range now. There's the Mix 700. There's the Spectra X2 from HP as well. They're all at the 1,000, 1,100, 1,300 base level. I'm not talking about entry level here.
Yeah.
There's Core M as well. It's not exactly high end. This is not barrier-free computing. This is just enough office and home computing sort of stuff. It's a lot of money. I hope the prices come down, and I hope that people see that there's maybe a market there and start introducing stuff that's cheaper. Let's get some competition in that space, right?
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it's definitely. It feels to me like the old Ultrabook times when they said, right, they're going to be 600, and they were all 1,200.
Yeah.
But now they are 600.
And then they started coming up with the $600 ones. You're like, who would buy that? The build quality was so bad. Right?
Here's another one.
Here's another one. The Toshiba with the amazingly powerful display.
It's this is the Radius 12 with the Technicolor tuned display, which has, well, I've been testing this for Notebook Check, and I can tell you their test results prove that it has an incredibly well calibrated display. So super accurate, 60% of Adobe RGB coverage. It can go fairly bright, but my God, it takes some power. You pump the backlight up on that, and it is taking some serious amount of wattage. I actually measured 9 watts at one point. I don't know whether that's actually correct, but that's about twice as much as your average screen, as far as I'm concerned.
So if you want the battery life on this, you need to use the display off.
Yeah. Well, if you're rendering videos, you could turn the display off.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
It is an amazing device.
It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful device, yeah. And it's this one, Core i7 with a 256 gig RAM. Core i7, not M7. Mm-hmm. It holds its own with the Surface Book. Tested it today, rendering videos on this and on the Surface Book, CPU against CPU. No downclocking here, no downclocking on the Surface Book. The only difference is this is a slightly lower clocked CPU on this. 1,600 euros this version though. Cheaper than the Surface Book.
Cheaper than the Surface Book.
Okay,
yeah.
No NVIDIA GPU.
Yeah. And then the other one that we have that I got here is the Dell.
See if people can guess what it is.
Guess?
It's got an infinity screen. Mm-hmm. Is it an XPS?
It is not. It's a Prestige.
Tell us what it is.
It's got a Xeon processor, and it's got an NVIDIA 960 GPU. No. Sorry, that's the one over there.
No, it's got the Quadro.
This has a Quadro. The 1100, the 1000M, X1000M. So it's actually
Xeon CPU. We've got an E3 15005 inside, clocking up to an incredible 3.5 gigahertz single core, 3.2 gigahertz dual core. It's nuts.
And it's got a Quadro. I mean, I never thought that a laptop would come with a Quadro. So Dell gave this to me because I was kind of saying, you know, I'm not that happy with the Surface Book in terms of an editing machine, and I wanted to have a play with a lot of other devices. And because I am from the netbook era, a 15-inch device is just offensive to me. It's just offensive. They should not allow.
It is borderline on the backpack, isn't it?
If you know what, just buy a desktop, right? It just they frustrate me because they're not mobile.
Well, they call this a workstation, right?
Yeah, they call it a
This
workstation.
is a hot desking workstation. This is something you can do everything on, including full HD, maybe 4K video editing as well. CPU based, Intel QuickSync is fast on this as well. Super accurate screen, big battery. Although this will kill a battery in 1 hour. It's a 56 watt battery inside. This can kill that battery in 1 hour.
If you're exporting, you could probably kill the battery in an hour.
So the idea is to run from one desk to the other. Yeah. So train rides of less than 1 hour. Yeah, so maybe if you Bonn and Cologne and back, you get away with that.
The only reason I kind of said, okay, I'll take a look at this is because Dell's got the infinity screen, so it's got the really, really thin border on the edge. And it's got the footprint of a 14-inch, right? And I've accepted the fact that 13.3, the Surface Book was supposed to be it, right? That was supposed to be it. It had the NVIDIA graphics card, it had the i7 processor, it had the cool, amazing form factor, and everything I wanted. And then it's just the OS is not baked properly. It's too glitchy for what I need it to do. So I'm exploring the 14-inch, and it's taken me. It's really hard for me to admit that this is happening.
It's a quad-core CPU, I think it is. 200% as fast as my Surface Pro 3. At least no. We were testing the Core i7. 200% faster than a Core i7 Skylake.
I mean, it's a gorgeous machine. Even if this was it for me, I don't know. I mean, a lot of video editors at the show are actually going for the Dell XPS 15, and this is the Prestige line is meant to be the one that's aimed at video editors for real. But the thing is, this is €3,000.
3,200.
3,200 euro.
That's
so even if I fall
euro
in
per
love,
kilo.
Yeah, even if I fall in love, I can't afford to be in love with this machine.
It's more expensive than the €2,700 high-end Surface Book. Yeah. So, but then if you're thinking of a workstation. You're working in two locations. You're working with clients, maybe on site. Yeah. Beautiful screen for demonstrating video drafts, video. No, you're not convinced, are you?
€3,200.
Yeah, all right. Listen. So put it this way. If you're rendering a 1 hour file on this, it's going to take about 1.5 hours to render it out of full HD. Right. If you do that on a Surface Pro 3, it's going to take you 2.5 hours, right? Do that once a month. You've saved yourself 12 hours? 12 hours sitting around doing nothing. Now, if you charge $2,000 a day, you've just justified it. So
apparently, I need to look at my rates and increasing them if I'm going to buy this. It's beautiful, but I mean, I'd have to go with the XPS just because that's a lot more affordable. It's in like the above $1,000 price range. I can take off the bottom. I can upgrade it. I can swap. I can choose the bigger versus smaller battery. I can have a hard drive as well as an SSD. I mean, there's just so many more options that are under $2,000.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you can take the XPS 15 for a start.
Yeah, that's the one. I mean, but having a Quadro. I'd almost have to test it against the 960 to see if in my workflow it's worth the extra $1,000 to have a Xenon and
no, I couldn't justify. I could justify a quad-core XPS 15 with a QHD and the 86 watt-hour battery, but not. You
know what, Steve? QHD can suck it.
QHD is, I agree, a little bit of an issue in some cases. Battery life.
I'm tired.
Now, this is supposed to be the international tech talk. We're in Bonn. You've been in Barcelona. You're Canadian. Okay. I'm English.
I'm living in Taiwan.
And you're traveling again soon. So you're off to, where are you going?
I'm going to be going to the International Traveler Fair next week in Berlin. All right. And then I'll be off to CeBIT.
I might see you there because you're doing Tech Lounge again,
we're
aren't
doing
you?
Tech Lounge again with Intel. So we have a huge lineup of everyone that's going to be, revolutionizing the SaaS space and doing business in
security and SaaS and all those really exciting
things. The future of cloud and
automotive.
Actually, but there's automotive, and then the startup camp stuff is actually getting a lot more interesting this year. So they're increasing the size of, what was it, Hall 4, to kind of really bring in
that
a
was
lot more.
big anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah,
The
it
last
was already,
two years.
but they're emphasizing that a lot more this year. So I mean, it's getting a lot more interesting in terms of all these startups that are trying to kind of make an impact in changing business paradigms.
Yeah,
so I mean, it's all the big words, but I mean, it is interesting when you actually talk to them.
Yeah, I really hope to get there, because I want to crash the live stream with some old UMPC 2006 talk.
That was a lot of fun last year.
No, we won't do that again. All right, so listen, unless you have anything else you want to say, I think at half an hour we should call it a day.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, and I think as a test it went okay, apart from the
Smoothly.
stream dropping out completely and us
Apart from
losing
us talking
everyone.
for 15 minutes and no one listening.
Yeah, so what we'll do next time is we will prepare the event a bit better. What we'll do is make sure that people know about it. We're going to get a proper landing page up for it, and we're going to promote it a bit better next time. We'll also have people here in the studio as a live audience. As you can see, maybe on the cutaway shot, there's no one here, apart from our good friend who's actually doing handycam work here for us and doing a great job as well. Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure to help you.
Nicole, and you're here for a couple more days, so if you're watching this live stream, got any questions for Nicole, if you're in the area, if you want to drop by, Coworking Bonn, thanks to Coworking Bonn for hosting this, give us a shout before you come down so that we can get the coffee pot hot for you, all right? That's it. Let's call it a day.
All right, thanks for having me.
Thanks for watching. We'll catch up in the next one. Bye-bye. And here you'd roll the outro.